Give them all the options. Don't just give them one price. You need to give them multiple prices. Always price out 5-inch, 6-inch, 5-inch with gutter guards. I guarantee you it'll work for you. Welcome back to Grind with Gondal. Today I have another episode of Closing with Gondal, and we're going to talk about gutters. All right, I see this all the time. There are companies out there that are just gutter companies trying to make a buck. And then you have your roofer, your general contractor that are also trying to sell gutters. And I see a lot of things that are missed that I'm going to talk about. And I'm also going to talk about what has helped me sell gutters, typically with the 80% closing rate, especially upsell it when they're buying roofing. So I'll give you guys my tips and tricks. I mean, really, you have two different types of customers, or two different types of companies actually in the gutter field. And what they are is, first, you're kind of chucking the truck. Someone makes an appointment, calls the company. The gutter estimator, right, comes out and he knocks on the door. He tells them, hey, I'm going to measure your gutters and then I'll give you a price. Homeowners have no clue what the hell you're talking about. But okay, homeowners like, sure, man, absolutely. Let's do that. They go measure 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, whatever for standard gutters, right? And before that, they say, okay, I'm going to give you 5-inch seamless. I guess maybe homeowner has no clue what that means. They probably know what seamless means, but, and that's it. And they're gone. And then they're like trying to follow up. It's a small ticket item. Why are you following up? Like, get the sale right there. It's a decision they should be making right there. Why are you wasting your time following up? It's not even worth it on a small ticket item. At least that's what my thought process is. And then you have your high-end gutter guys, right? You have your leaf filters, you have your gutter helmets, super expensive, right? Those guys take the time to take you through the entire presentation. But again, not everyone buys those because of obviously the really high ticket item, but those people still sell, right? Those companies are still in business, but their presentation typically is pretty strong, right? Now, what my recommendation is, because I've seen those presentations, I've done some of those presentations, is combine that and then based on whatever gutters you get, try to sell them, right? Don't think of it like anytime you're giving a price to a homeowner, please don't think of it like, it's just a small thing, let me just throw it out there. No, every time you're giving a price, you need to present what you're giving them a price about every time. You cannot just say, well, it'll cost $1,200, it'll cost $200. It doesn't matter. If you're not building value, no one's buying that because they don't know what it is, right? How can they do that? How can they make a decision if they don't know what it is? You wouldn't make a decision if you were buying something, right? So that's what you have to think about. Now, typically when I'm trying to sell gutters right on a roofing job, even if they don't have gutters, I'm definitely pitching it pretty hard. I'll pitch it a couple of times. And I don't just pitch functionality, okay? I also pitch aesthetics as well, okay? In terms of if they already have gutters, then I'm pitching aesthetics. And I'm also pitching like cleaning the gutters, right? So gutter guards, maybe 6-inch gutters, whatever it might be. So you need to know what to target, right? You need to build a pain point. The big difference between upselling and if someone's already asking for a particular quote is you need to build a pain point. So when you're upselling something, you can't just come in and say, I think you need new gutters. Come on, man, you gotta upsell it. So how do you upsell it, right? So the first thing I talk about gutters, no matter where you are, here in Texas, pretty easy foundation issues. Number one state, very easy to deal with, right? So Mr. Homeowner, you need to get the water away from your foundation. You need proper drainage. This is why you need to get gutters, right? So that's the first thing you got to target. Second, look at the house, right? You're getting a brand new roof, right? What color roof did you get? I'll match the gutters to it, right? Don't just give them white don't give them off-white, beige, whatever BS color there is. Don't just do that. Like, make sure you focus on the color. Make it look like it's appealing to them. So especially people that are getting black roof, oh my God, they're the easiest to sell. Hey, you know what's gonna look good with that black roof? Some black gutters. They're gonna make it look really, really nice. It's gonna increase the aesthetic look of your house. So don't just skip that step. You gotta talk about the way it looks, okay? And then functionality, you can talk about a little bit more. Okay, seamless gutters, how do they drain? And then the last thing is gonna be your options. What most people do almost every time is when they do a quote, they'll say, okay, $20 or let's say $2,000 for gutters. That's it. They'll give one number and they'll move on. People don't like just one option because here's what's gonna happen. Every homeowner likes to get at least 3 options, okay? You give them one, guess what their first response is? Time for me to call someone else to get option number 2 and 3, right? You're forcing them to call someone else. Don't do that, right? You want to focus in and give them the 3 options. So here's what I like to quote and what has worked best for me. My option 1 is always going to be my standard 5-inch gutters, okay? Just pretty straightforward. Nothing to it, right? My option 2 will be 6-inch gutters. I am always going to upsell them the difference between 5-inch and 6-inch. Okay, the reason for that is because it does have a benefit of it, right? It's going to let more water go through, a lot less debris kind of sticks in it. So it's definitely a lot better than 5-inch, right? And then my last option, I will do 5-inch with gutter guards. So that is something people ignore all the time, right? And again, you want to let them know, like, hey, do you like cleaning? Especially if you're selling to someone that's elderly, right? They might not want to, no one really wants to call a gutter guy out there every time. So if they have trees, 6-inch with gutter guards, right? That's what I'm kind of pitching there, but I'm going to include that price. Now what happens is when you give them 3 options, now they're like, okay, I can understand what gutters go for. I can see the pricing. And then most of the people are going to go for the middle one anyways. You sold 6-inch gutters, very easy to sell. Very, very easy to sell, right? Don't just kind of hammer in and say, all right, I'll give you a price of whatever the competition's giving you. Don't do that, right? You got to explain it to them. So again, selling gutters is not hard. It's not a long presentation, right? But what you have to make sure, here are the 3 things that you need to do. First thing, when you show up, all right, do a walkthrough with them. Again, this is not just, obviously you know what you're looking for. Homeowner might not care, but now you're building rapport with them during the inspection, right? Just like doors. Again, don't do the inspection by yourself. Get them at the house. Okay, let's say they don't get at the house. No, the other guy told me he'll give me a price. Great. Okay, you leave. Here's the trick to get them out the house. You go to a spot, you look around, halfway, you come back, knock on the door. Hey, I just want to show you one thing. I think you might have a drainage issue here, and this is what my recommendation would be. I guarantee you they'll follow you out. They'll follow you out every time. Don't just do the whole walk around by yourself. Get them out, talk to them. Now you're building rapport. How can a transaction happen if they don't know who you are, right? You want to leave it to a number. There's a million people like Chuck in the truck. They'll beat your price all day, right? So you're not going to win that. So do the walk around, right? Tell them what you're thinking, what kind of concerns you might see, any foundation cracks, right? Anything like that, settling, whatever it might be, bring that up, okay? Second, if you see someone that cares about their lawn, their grass, their fence, and even the outside look of the house, you're bringing up as I'm walking, hey, you know the gutter is going to look really nice. I think we should match your roof color, or we can match the fascia color, whatever you want, right? We could do the siding color, right? It doesn't really matter. Now you're making them feel like, okay, this is something that's going to look good too, right? People really don't equate gutters with look. So when you do that, now you're making it seem like, oh, wow, okay, so it's going to increase the curb appeal of my house. Absolutely, right? So not only is there functionality, but the appeal of the house as well, right? So talk about that. And then if you see trees, right, let's talk about that. Hey, you know, how are you taking care of these gutters? How are you going to clean them? Do you want to get up there? Do you want to hire someone? $250, $300, $500, whatever it is every time to come? No, so let's talk about gutter guards. So I'll give you all those options. Now, once you have that, then I know a lot of the guys will be like, hey, I'm going to go in my car and I will go ahead and get the numbers knocked. Or you could just go inside the house. Hey, can I come inside while I put on these numbers and I'll give you the pricing right now? Easy. That's all it is, right? I know you want to run away because it's uncomfortable. You want to sit in your car and put in the numbers, calculate it. That's weak, man. I don't know what else to say. That's pretty weak. That's all I can say at that point, right? I mean, if a homeowner doesn't let you, that's a different scenario, but you're not even trying to get in the house, like, that's weak. They call outside sales kitchen table sales. That's another name for it, right? Because you're selling them at the table. It's not selling your car, right? It's not car sales, or I guess car table sales, car sales, whatever you want to call it, right? It is kitchen table sales. You got to sell at the table. You don't have a table, guess what? You're not selling. And if you're someone that's doing that, if you just make that one change, guarantee you that your closing rate will probably double, right? And you'll see a huge difference. So get in there, right? Take your measurements. How hard is it to price out gutters? price per linear foot times linear foot that you measured. That's it. You're not doing any crazy calculations up there, right? Very, very easy to measure for you. So, and price out as well. So when you sit in there, now you want to tell them a little bit about the company, any kind of warranty you offer, how do you do the job, show them a couple of things. I'm not saying do a 2-hour presentation, but maybe 5 minutes just talking about that kind of stuff, right? Let's show them what you have to offer. And then once that's done, okay, I got all the numbers worked out for you, Mr. Homeowner. Here, option 1, I got your 5-inch gutter. That's around $2,000. That's what you're going to be looking at. Option number 2, I priced out your 6-inch gutter. It's a little bit better, bigger, more water flow. It's also going to make sure a lot less debris gets stuck in the gutters. So that's going to be $2,500. And then you have your last option, your gutter 5-inch with gutter guards. Again, this is going to prevent pretty much for you to ever clean them again realistically. It's going to keep all the debris out, and that's $3,500. All right, which option works best for you? That's it. Now, one thing I did kind of mess up on, always go with the highest price first and work your way back. But again, since I had it listed here, so that's why I went that. But when you're presenting price, you always want to give the first price, okay? Because as soon as you give the price, if I'm a homeowner and I tell them, hey, I got the first thing I priced out for you is 5-inch gutters with gutter guards, you tell them $3,500. If they're price shocked, they're going to let you know right there. They're going to say, whoa, 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 way too much. You know, I was really expecting $2,000. Well, now you know their budget is $2,000. You already have a price that you priced out for $2,000. That's a sale. You're done. Easy sale, right? That's the power of giving the price out first, the higher price, right? So you always want to give them the highest number first. You want to price shock them because they're going to get price shocked either way, right? Depending on who they're seeing. And you want to get their objections out, right? So they get their objections out, number 1. Okay, I get it, Mr. Homeowner. You anticipate $2,000. That's pretty low, to be honest with you. Even, it doesn't even matter if you can do it for $2,000. It doesn't matter, right? So that's pretty low. What I will do is, let me give you the second one. I got your 6-inch, which is $2,500, a little bit better, right? And here's the benefit. And then I'm gonna ask them, hey, you know, would you pay a little bit premium for the 6-inch, or are you really looking to go and price is a big factor for you and really try to be at $2,000? And then that's it. That's their response, right? If they're telling me, I think I could pay a little bit more for value. Okay, now I'm working on the 6-inch for them. And I'm going to try to work on the price a little bit. Hopefully you have a little bit of negotiation room. If you don't, then, all right, Mr. Homeowner, I think it's best that we look at the 5-inch. Okay, so we'll look at the 5-inch, and here's what the price is. So I know you were expecting $2,000. If we can get it to $2,000, which it is, we got your business today, right? That's kind of a close that you can ask as well. Or before presenting it, I got great news for you, is I can do the 5-inch gutters. That's perfect for your house as well. You got to make it seem good, right? Don't make it seem like a crappy option for them, and then talk about price. So always make sure you go from high price, mid, and then low. You always want to give the highest price. And that's no matter what sales industry you're in. Never give them the lowest price first and then work your way backwards. And then that's it. Always throw in there, right? Same day. I really don't want to go into the closing side of this. I know I threw in a couple of things. I wanted this video to be only about gutters, but that's really as easy as it is to make a sale. It's not hard at all. Every time, super easy, super easy, but you need to know how to present it, right? And homeowners also, if you do any kind of financing, right? $2,000 gutters, you're doing what, 12 months, a little bit under $200 a month, no interest. No brainer at that point, realistically, right? Because they're gonna pay for foundation issues, especially if you see cracks in people's homes, right? You see cracks in the sheetrock. You should be selling that before you even talk to them. Hey, Mr. Homeowner, you know why you're getting those cracks, right? This is what gutters will help with. So that's really it for this video. I wanted to make a quick one. So again, just to recap on the 3 things, make sure you do the walk around with them. Make sure you tell them the difference. Talk about the look as well, not just functionality. I know what gutters do, but talk about the look. And number 3, give them all the options. Don't just give them one price. You need to give them multiple prices. Always price out 5-inch, 6-inch, 5-inch with gutter guards. I guarantee you it'll work for you. It's worked for me every single time. Thank you for watching. Grind with Gondal. I'll see you guys in the next one.